Hello, stamping friends. This is Robin with Stamp with Dr. Robin. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in San Diego, California, where we just had our little eclipse. Very, very partial here. Just the light turns that weird kind of color, and it was just like a little chunk taken out of the side. Tell me where you are and if you were able to see the eclipse where you are. Yeah, or if it was overcast or not expected to be there so much. But that was kind of fun and different. I was talking to my husband. I think, we were both raised in Southern California. He was raised here in San Diego. I was mostly raised in LA. And I remember as a kid having a total eclipse, but that's the real last big one that I remember. Sorry, I'm just looking at my other phone, making sure we're on here. Yeah, looks like we are. So hopefully some of you guys will be coming on soon. Anyways, lots of Stampin' Up! News going on, mostly because starting tonight at midnight Mountain Time, so 11 o'clock on the West Coast, don't know what it is, your coast, but at midnight, all the sale prices go in for the mini catalog as well as the annual catalog. And I was just looking at a couple things I want to make you aware of. First off, not a lot on sale for the mini catalog, but things are already starting to sell out a bit. But tons of things on sale in the annual catalog. Specifically, there are all the DSP has sale prices. Some of the stamp sets, mostly I'd say the ones that are individual stamp sets, but I was noticing things like the, let's see, Les Shops, no, that's the DSP. The Shira Milkshake stamp sets 50% off. Phrases for all photopolymer 50% off. Celebrate with Tags 50% off. The Apple Harvest, if you're Jewish, that makes great Rosh Hashanah cards, makes great teacher cards. That's 60% off the stamp set. And you don't need the dies that were already, for some reason, moved to clearance. And I don't think are available. But Country Bouquet, which makes great Valentine's Day or any other like anniversary, 60% off. And the punch that goes with that, I believe, is either 50 or 60% off. So that's an amazing deal. There's also a whole lot of punches, and dies, especially dies that used to be in bundles and are now separate. A lot of those are 50% off. Most of them, I'm looking at this whole page of dies, minimum 10% off, but at least half of them are 50% off. Pansy dies, 50% off. Seaside Bay dies, 60% off. The Sending dies, 40% off. Wave dies, 50% off. TaylorMade tags, oh, that's not on sale. And some of the embossing folders are 50% off, so just a whole ton on sale. The second thing about this, when we are going into a new annual catalog, is when they do raise some prices, and there are some significant prices increases going on, including regular cardstock is going up by $1.50. The refill ink bundles, the bundles of 12, going up by $4.50. Basic white or very vanilla cardstock's going up by $1.50. The thick basic white is going up to $2.25. Mini glue dots going up. The cleaner is going up by $2. Sponge daubers by $2. So I would say, oh, and things are already starting to sell out, like the very vanilla thick cardstock that's not in the new catalog, that's sold out. The very vanilla envelopes sold out already. Those were not going to be on sale, so people were smart and got them early. Oops, I just tossed my little cheat sheet. So you do want to be doing any of the sale things, just jump right on it. Upcoming classes, that was the only other thing. Let me put you down for a minute because I'm going to be starting something new this month on April 23rd. If you're around, But I also thought I'd take this time to show you guys, this is how the kits come. Now, you know the kits are only online, so you can only see them online. But this is how the kits come. They come in a shrink wrap that I took off already. And this is the Boho Beach kit. They all come with a stamp. Excuse me, they don't all come. Some of them are like this that come with a stamp set. And, you know, it's a small stamp set and a little spot. Some of them don't have any stamping at all. They all have just things already pre-stamped. If there is a stamping involved, where'd it go? There we go. It also comes with a block. There's a little block in here. You see that? And some dimensionals. This one has some twine. This one is... The Boho Beach makes 8 cards. Look at those beautiful envelopes. And there's 2 different types of cards. So you can see here's one set of the card bases, and here's the other. And the thing that's cool about this, if you want to double your cards, you really like this, you could cut this in half, put this on a piece of white, and then double your cards. Now, you're not going to have double the envelopes. And they always come with some extras. These are some of the little punch-out things, but they'll often have extras of those that you can use, or you can just use your own sets of things. Here's some more punched-out artwork. See the little umbrellas. This would be what you would stamp on. So see, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you only really need 4, so you'll have an extra one of these. But isn't that cool? That's how our kits come. And if you want to come make this, either the Boho Beach, or what I don't have to show you is the birthday card organizer. That's like a little file booklet, and you can has little lines, 1, 2, 3, 4, all the days in a month, has little stickers and all the different languages that Stampin' Up! Sells in. And so you put one little envelope, says January, and you put birthday cards in there for all your people who are in January, and you have like a perpetual birthday calendar. It's really quite cool. I'm sorry I don't have one to show you. I made it up in the past and gave it to my daughter, and she really enjoys it. Okay, so let me know if you're interested in doing that or are local. So today what we're going to do is, oops, that's a little sneak peek there. We are going to be using the Layers of Beauty. There is the stamp set. I did this, we did this last week. Also, we made, where's the card that we made last week? We made this card last week using the stamp set. And I said to you, okay, I haven't really played with the masks yet. And that's what we're going to do today, is we're going to make a card using these masks. So, let's put that aside. And I'm going to show you, well, here's the card we're going to make. Hopefully you can see that. I'm going to pull it up a little bit. It's very soft in the background, and this is embossed on here. Now, do you recognize this paper yet? I haven't even finished the inside. This is our brand new Basic Beige paper. It's just another neutral for us to be using. This is what it looks like next to Very Vanilla. This is what it looks like next to our regular basic white. It's closest to me to our retired Sahara Sand, only an even lighter, a lighter version of Sahara Sand. So we're going to make this card, but this card I made with the Pretty in Pink, the new in color Pretty in Pink, Flirty Flamingo, and what's the other one? Berry Burst. And today we're going to use another using that Petunia Pop color and some others, and we'll see which one we like better. And this is one of the new DSP. It's called Country Woods. This is the one that we're going to be using. The back kind of looks like that. And here's the other ones. That's the back of the one I just showed you. And it obviously has some of that basic beige in there. Looks like some pecan pie there. What's the blue in here? Pool Party. It's got even some petal pink in there. Looks like some early espresso. There's your petal pink one. And that looks like Misty Moonlight, yep. So a lot of really just cool things. All right, so let's get to making this card. So these masks come in a set of 5. There are 3 of them that help you make the flowers, and there are 2 of them that help you make the leaves. And I'm going to show you the way I like to do this. And the way I like to do this is, first of all, I looked at which one of these is going to take up the most room on your card base. And well, this is not my card base, but this is just a piece of basic white that's quarter sheet, so it's 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, and we'll be cutting it out later. So what I noticed on this card is the things that really stick out the most are the things with the leaves. So I took the very last leaf one so that I didn't run out of space. And so this is really the number 5, and I'm just doing this to show you how I figured this out. I taped down the actual card, and then what I do is kind of center it on there, but I do want to kind of make it go along one of the lines. Now obviously you can use your graph paper, you can use anything you want, but I happen to have my mat out. And then I go like this, and now I know how to line up. See, now you can see there's a little notch there. Can you see that? And then I will line up every mask with that right here. So this is number 5. We're not going to use that yet. But what we're going to do is we're going to line this right up with that little notch right there. Isn't that cool? And I don't tape these down. You could tape them down, but I like to do it and then be able to lift it up, and especially when you get to other ones. Now, oops, before you start, I want to show you. Like I said, I wanted to use the Petunia Pop here, but then I wasn't quite sure what other ones to use. Now, when you get your catalog, and if you're one of my customers and you live out of town, I've sent you a catalog, so if you don't get it in the next couple days, let me know. But when you get your catalog, there is towards the back this wheel, okay, this color wheel. If I were you, I would make a copy of it and laminate it, because I'm finding this very helpful in choosing colors. So what I did, for instance, is I looked over here at Petunia Pop, and it's next to colors that are kind of complementary to each other. And so I thought, okay, I could go this way, Bubble Bath, Fresh Freesia, Petunia, but I decided that Bubble Bath I know is pretty light, and to me goes better with pinks than with purples. So I said, okay, I'm going to use it this way, Fresh Freesia, Petunia Pop, Berry Burst, and that's how I decided what I was going to use. Now, I'm not a color theorist, so I find this really helpful. The other thing that I did look at is what they're calling complementary colors. You're not going to have this on your color wheel. Unfortunately, that was just for people who went, demonstrators who went to our little convention. But you can look straight across here, which is what I did for complementary colors to these. And it's telling me lemon lime twist and granny apple green would go really well with these colors. I said, let's try it and see how we do. So this is just wonderful for those of us who are feeling like we're not color experts and we want a little help to figuring out colors gonna work well together. So like I said, we're gonna start with Fresh Freesia, which is the lightest. I'm gonna take this time one of my larger blending brushes, because these are, oops, see how it's moved, and now I can just move it back. Again, we're gonna, whoops, pick up a little color here, tap a little off because we don't like those blobs, start off the edge, and just fill up these areas here. And you can make them as light or as dark as you want, and because of the way we've set this up, you could always come back and make things even darker if you don't like what you've done. You guys, eventually they are telling us these glass mats are going to come back for everybody to order, and I would highly suggest you pick them up. Because look now, what I can do is I can take this extra ink that I pushed off over here, and I can just come back and use it. I'm not wasting it on a piece of paper there. Sometimes it's hard for me to get in these little ones with this big brush. That's why you'll notice on the next ones I'm going to be using the smaller brushes just to get into all those little areas. All right, and I don't worry about the fact that this isn't all the same, because guess what? Flowers don't all look the same there. All right, so that's number one. Now we're gonna take that off, and you probably can't see because it's so light, but it is numbered on there. So that's number one. This is number two. Again, we're just gonna put it in that little notch I drew on here. Make sure it's straight on those lines. Get our Petunia Pop open here. And now I'm gonna go with one of the smaller brushes. You'll notice my brushes are labeled, you know, purple for all the purpley ones, but I use the same brush for all my purples. This is way darker than the last one. And sometimes what I'll do too is I'll pick this up and look at it and see if I want to go darker. See how this is having an easier time getting in those little holes there. Look at that, you guys. That is so cool. Maybe a little darker there. All right, so that's number two. Now I'm gonna go, I don't know if you probably can't see, I'm just cleaning this off a little bit on some scratch paper, because we're gonna change and I don't wanna bleed ink one to the next. This is my Berry Burst. Actually, you know what, I think I'm gonna use the pink one for Berry Burst. See how it says pink? And we need number three. Number three, where are you? Have you guys used any of these? Oh, we got some people watching. Hi, Cindy. Hi, Kathy. Hi, Jane. Tell me, you guys, have you used any of these masks? We've had a few of them before. I think this is so fun personally, because you don't really get to see how it comes out. until the end. It's just kind of exciting to me anyway. Oh my gosh, that's so pretty. All right, what I don't have is something to wipe that up with. This mess that I'm making. If I had thought ahead, I would have got the little chamois wet that comes with this, but I didn't, so tissue works too. All right, so next, number 4, now we're into the leaves. And I'm going to always start with your lighter one, because you can see on the leaves, this is like the full leaf, and then the darker one will be like veins and such. The other thing you can do on this that I'm not doing, where's my green, is you can, oh, I smushed it, didn't I? You can stamp it first when you're doing this. You can stamp it first and then color it in this way. I just thought it was pretty cool looking just like this without having to worry about am I in the lines on the stamping, but that is another way to do it. All right, oh, so far that color wheel is working well for us in terms of picking colors. Now what I haven't done before is used this is number 5, that one that we put on at the beginning. I haven't really used Granny Apple Green with the Lemon Lime Twist. So, because they've always seemed so similar. But let's see if this is dark enough to make a difference and look like it can cover, be the, oh yeah, it can. All right. Definitely is enough of a contrast there. I just love that you don't know what you're getting here until you reveal it. It just feels, I don't know, it's like a little surprise. It's taking a little more just to get in those little, you know, obviously we were dealing with some pretty small little areas here. I think I got them all. All right, you ready? Ta-da! It's gorgeous. It's a little more pinky than I thought. So it's taking, you know, the Petunia Pop looks kind of purplish, but when you start adding these ones next to it, you notice they all have like pink undertones. We've got the Fresh Freesia, the Petunia Pop, and then the Berry Burst. Kind of pink with purple undertones or purple with pink undertones. All right, so let's wipe up stuff. And we can take this off of here now. I'd have to use those to cut stuff out. And, well, hopefully this will come off, yay. Just got my tissue a little wet. That was a Sharpie, so I did test it earlier to make sure it was going to come off when I was done. All right, so now we are going to cut this out. So pretty. And then I'm just going to get the die. All right, so can you see? Let me try to move it in a little bit. There we go. So what I've tried to do when I've been cutting this out, whoops, that's the wrong way, I think. There we go. Is line up the different leaves top and bottom. and then the rest seems to line up okay. And then use a little tape. And then it seems to work. Send that through. Pretty, huh? So let's make the rest of our card. I gotta find out everything underneath all this. This, by the way, is on page 57 of the new catalog, this whole set. And I just think it is stunning. All right, so we've got that brand new basic beige here. It was 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. And then, oops, we've got our pretty 4 by 5 1/4 piece of that Country Woods paper. I'm using the same paper I used on the other one. Come on. Come on. Don't be shy. If you did get a blob like that, you do want to do what I did and kind of smooth it out, because otherwise it kind of warps the paper a little bit. All right, so now I'm going to just take some dimensionals and dimensionalize the heck out of this. And I did use a ton of dimensionals, both the little ones and the big ones. Because I don't like when I use dimensionals and they kind of get smushed in transit. Because you do, you know, the whole point is to let things pick up a little bit. These are little minis. If you haven't used them, they are a lifesaver in these little teeny areas. Hey, Tammy, you haven't used too much of the mask? It's so fun. It's just, like I said, I love the surprise factor. You just, you know, as long as you line up those little numbers and the edges, you can't go wrong. You know, and picking, it's fun to pick different combinations and then go, oh, that worked. And I think that new color wheel is gonna make it even better. Did I get them all? Can't even tell. I think so. Wow. It's just so darn pretty. All right. You know what? I had made this last sentiment just very pale like that, but I'm going to try something else with it on this one because I feel like this is going to get even more washed up. So I think what I'm going to do is take some of that Petunia Pop or Berry Burst. We'll start with the Berry Burst and see how that is and make the sentiment. Now I'm using a sentiment. There are some sentiments on here we can use. You Make My Heart Smile, because I wanted to keep it small like this. But what I decided to do is use, one from this Sweetly Scripted set. Now this is an online exclusive. You can get this now. You've got all sorts of different ones. I really like the Happy Anniversary too. I've made several of those and several with the birthday. Then I thought I'll use Speedy Recovery and increase my my little get well kind of things. So these are really, really long. And other than using an F block, now that they've, you know, this would be a plug for if you don't have an I block. Let me get one so you can see what it looks like. Because this is a, what is this? H block, and it's not quite big enough here. So this is an I block. And you can see it's actually, I mean, not that I need this whole entire thing for this, but it actually fits on your eye block. And these eye blocks are about to be discontinued. I believe they're still available, but they're about to be discontinued. Now, I don't need this whole, got a little too much around here. I don't need this whole thing. But it'll just go, whoops, I'm having trouble seeing it. It will kind of go as far as I will let it go, basically. There we go. Yeah, I think I like that better. Now I got Berry Burst all over my thumb. I think that's a little better than doing what I was going to do, which was the embossing. But I think I will cut off some of the end here. Should we do a little, yeah, let's do it like that. So it's kind of going off the end of both ends. All right, now the other thing I want to show you on this is I do want to put some dimensionals on here, but if you notice here and here I should be fine, but this one is off the edge and this is already up on dimensionals. So on this end right here, we actually have to stack the dimensionals. So if I just put one, it would kind of sink down here. So you put one and then you stack another one right on top of it. So that is if you're already on something like this, you know, that my flowers are already raised up, but it's not raised up way over here where this one's going to go. Oh, so pretty. And then the other thing I just want to grab is some of these, because you got to have a little sparkle. So these are called 2024-2026 In Color Shimmer Gems. And you can see, whoops, that they're in all the new In Colors. So since we did use some of our Petunia Pop in here, I would say let's get a big one in our Petunia Pop and a little one. And maybe because we like to do in sets of 3, we'll do another little one down here. And then I want to do, I just realized I didn't do an inside yet. Now you could write on this, but I think it's just a little classier to have an inside. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my big, huge one, and since we used that last, the Berry Burst, and just, because the only other thing is a little teeny thing. I think what we'll do is, let's see what part of this can we, there we go. I'll just do this little edge here. And we'll do that little edge. Go a little bit further into the, we'll do just a little edge on our inside. Won't that be pretty? So you definitely need an F block here. Oops, I got a little smush there. Well, we'll try one more time. I don't even know, oh, could have been my hand. My hands, there's, I don't know about you guys, but there's a couple colors that always make it onto my hand. And Berry Burst is now on my list. So for me, it's usually, I'm going to try to find where that smush was. I don't even see it. Blackberry Bliss, but now Berry Burst is on my list here of ones that I don't seem to be able to make cards with it without, there we go, making a mess. So let's just wipe that up before we make that mess. Let's put this on the inside. It's just so stunning. So stunning. What do you guys think? And we could also put that on our envelope. Let's get us an envelope because that would be so pretty to have a matching envelope here. Make some more mess, right? You guys ever done this upside down on your envelope? Please tell me I'm not the only one who's made some upside down envelopes. Gorgeous. There we go. Now, one final thing I want to do. Wink of Stella is back in stock, you guys. So let's use our Wink of Stella and make these flowers sparkle. Now, that is an empty Wink of Stella, but I have more. Let's find one that's going to work. I always kind of put it off to the side. These are not happy Wink of Stellas. I think I've been saving them. No, somewhere somebody has written that you can refill these. So maybe now that I just told you guys, whoa, okay, that just blobbed out. But the nice thing about Wink of Stella is you can move it around. I don't know if you can see, I have a huge blob of Wink of Stella right here. And I'm just kind of picking it up and transferring it to all my little flowers because they all need a little Wink of Stella on them. Now it is moving color around a little bit because these colors are so vibrant, but that's okay. I'm just going to blob up a little bit of what was left on there. The reason I wait to do this with my Wink of Stella is because now it has to sit, can you see it? It has to sit and dry a little bit. And I just don't want to be touching it all while it's drying. So I always wait till the very end if I'm going to put Wink of Stella and then just let it sit and don't touch it. So, Tammy, you like my card better than the ones that they made? Well, I'll have to start posting it and then everybody can see. But this is just using the masks. You noticed I didn't stamp on it first at all, whereas the one that we used last week, that now my desk here is such a mess I can't even find it. The one we did last week, we just used the stamp set. And it's just so fun to know that you can make a beautiful card no matter what you're using, what part of this that you're going to be using here. So, turn this up. You guys, if you are not already a demonstrator working with a demo and you need a catalog, let me know. If you're not a demo and you want to become one, you can get this today. You can get this in your starter kit. So it's really fun. It's really exciting. I will see you next week at 1 o'clock Pacific time. Thanks, everybody. Bye.